Good morning, everybody. This is really going to be an early plug. Um, I've been up for a while. I just, um, I'm coming off of working, my graveyard shift. It always on the first night. It always was up with my sleep, and I couldn't sleep anymore, so I got up and been messing around in the fish room trying to get some things done. And I said, you know what? Let's get one of these plugs done early in the morning. I got to go pick up my grandkids in a little while, so that'll be I'll get this done and then I can spend the rest of the day and afternoon with them. Hey, how's it going? BYZ, thank you for being here. Craig, Uncle Smiley, Brandon, and Sam. Sam, you actually nailed it, dude. I was up around 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how you know that, but yeah. Jeff, thanks for being in here, man. Drunken Chef, hey, thank you. Good morning, man. Thanks for dropping in. Jay, what are you guys all doing up so early? Yo, I'm still drunk. Uh, I bet you got stories from last night. Yeah, I saw you guys were having a good time on Vibes live stream. I'm jealous, but in a very good way. I'm so happy you guys are all together. Maybe next year it might be in the cards for me. Who knows? Craig, thanks for dropping in. Um, but yeah, it's normally I'm not up on my days off this early in the morning, but today is one of those days. Yeah, you were up at 2 a.m. too? Yeah, well, I don't know what your excuse is, but I was working graveyard shift, and um, I guess technically today is my first day off. But usually, what I try to do is on the first day off, I'll try to stay up awake as much as possible to try to force my sleep pattern to switch. But it usually takes me a couple of nights. Um, he was under the window. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I wouldn't put it past Sam to do that. And it takes me usually a couple of nights before I fall back into um, okay, headed to work. Before I switch back to a normal sleeping pattern. But well, thanks for dropping in, Drunken Chef. Today, again, you guys are here for another episode of the plug. This is number 20. Um, I know typically I've been doing seven. And then last time I did eight because I needed to add Wet Aquatics, um, you know, just because I found them that same day. But today I intentionally went with eight because I couldn't narrow it down to just seven. And the last one, of course, I had to talk about them because I talked about them, I think, in the last plug. So I had to make it official. I was up early. I'm very surprised to see notifications too late last night or something. Uh, yeah, no, I think what this is what happened. I think there's a little bit of confusion on the live is because I was trying to. I noticed that in YouTube Studio, it gives you the option of going live, and you guys know that lately I've been trying to find a platform that I can go live without that many issues. StreamYard has just been, um, as much as I enjoyed using it. I think I'm definitely gonna stop using StreamYard and start using this one. But I would have preferred to use YouTube, because then I'm doing everything else on YouTube. I wish they would just set up a platform very similar to this. I think the issue is that at the end of the day, in order to be able to live stream from the computer, you still need to use like a third party or OBS. And I'm not that smart to use OBS. I need to cheat. I need just be able to plug and play and not have to worry about too much about the other stuff. But um, hey, Brendan. Um, so with that being said, let's get underway because I do have eight of them. I'm trying to be quieter than usual just because my wife's still asleep and I don't want to wake her up. So I don't know what the volume is like coming over the video. So I'll try to speak a little bit closer to the mic so it picks me up. Okay, so starting with the plug again, we've got 8 channels today that I'm going to talk about. These are all pretty good. They're all relatively newer. um, channels. There's one uh, that I find super intriguing. Um, I almost get the impression this channel is not necessarily his first rodeo. Um, and I also get the impression that he's into music. Uh, I mean, big time into music, and he might have content under that umbrella, but we'll see. So going with the first one that I want to talk to you guys about is uh, Glass Guard. Oh, and for those of you that are new or watching this for the very first time, um, if you go to my descriptions, and you'll probably see that right now when I go there, I all these channels that I'm going to talk about, I always put their links in there so that it makes it easy to find them. And you'll see why. Like right now, one of the channels that's on here is Something Fishy. There is like 6 or 7 YouTube channels that go under that name. So this makes it a lot easier to find them. Also, the newer channels get buried in the search bar. You can't find them. So I try to do that by putting the links in the description so that it makes it easier. So let me see. I know I had the screen. Let's go to this format. Is that what I wanted? Okay. So here we are. This is the actual on the YouTube side, I believe. Yeah, it is. So if you go in here where you find the descriptions, you'll see how the names are hyperlinked in blue. Hey, indoor fishing inside. How you doing, man? Stella D. Hey, haven't seen you in a long time. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So the first one I want to talk to you guys about is Glass Garden Tanks. This is a relatively new channel. Uh, they are here in the United States, if I'm not mistaken. It says, "Welcome to the Garden Channel. I turn dirt, plants, shrimps, and fish into living art." So yeah, this is a. I was intrigued by this channel because I can relate a lot to what he's doing because I also do dirty tanks, and that was one of the reasons why I started watching this channel. I always interested in getting other people's experience when it comes to doing the dirty tanks. And so, I thought I'll check him out and see what he's doing that's a little bit different that I might be doing or learn something new. Apparently, the channel was created not that long ago in June 15 of this year. So in reality, it's relatively new channel, which is interesting because he's been busy putting out content and he's doing pretty good for only being a few months. He's already got 261. I think when I found the channel, I was number 172 to subscribe to his channel. So that's good to see. I'm happy to see that he's picking up subscribers. He's only, I think he only has like 5. No, what is it? 6 long form videos. The first one was basically his introductory, kind of talking about his aquariums and how he set them up and stuff like that. So he gives you a little bit of a tour of what he's got, what he's been working with. And so, he's got some shorts too, which is kind of normal. I think that's going to be, excuse me, the bulk of the videos that he's been doing. And again, somebody that's recently, I guess, gotten into the hobby. And I say recently because if you look at like his very first aquarium, and you can tell that it hadn't been set up for very long. You can see it here in the plants. They still haven't really grown in. It takes it a few months before they start sending out runners. That looks like pearl weed. So if you trim that, it'll send off side runners, and you'll start carpeting. So just based off of what I'm seeing, I can tell that it's a relatively new tank. But he does have some other setups. I think he's got, yeah, he has a like a bowl that he set up. And this one, I guess, is talking about why plants melt. For those that are beginners, that's something that is very normal because a lot of these plants are grown out of the water and they have to go through a process of transforming to the aquatic version. So it's not uncommon um, for plants to kind of seem like they're melting away. And I don't know. I didn't realize that when I first came back, and I kept thinking I was killing all my Amazon swords and would just pull them out instead of leaving them in there and letting them transition and go through that process. But that's just stuff you learn, um, with trial and error and then doing a little bit more research. Hmm. So he's got a few tanks, not that many. Again, relative new channel. I like that you're getting an opportunity to see the evolution of his experience. Here's a little look at his aquariums. He's got, it's you could tell that he's definitely looking at expanding. He's kind of built himself a little shelf where he's hopefully in the future going to put up some more aquariums. So I guess you could ease a little. If I had to, kind of describe based on what he's doing, he really likes doing some of the aquascaping in his aquariums. Um, he's obviously keeping more of the nano stuff, which is kind of very normal right now. That's kind of like the thing. He's got some shrimp tanks and stuff like that. So, I figured I'd kind of show you guys this channel. Like I said, that's very similar to what I've done. I've used some of that organic soil to create some of these um, aquariums that I've done. The only difference is that I that I do differently is I've learned over time you don't need as much. That's a lot of substrate, and it's going to create a lot of algae problems that he's going to have to deal with. But I'm pretty sure he'll figure that out. And the other thing that I do is I sift all that soil so that I get rid of a lot of the little branches and stuff like that, and just basically sprinkle the bottom, and that's worked for me so far. And I don't have a lot of the algae issues that usually are associated with dirty tanks or when you use any tanks that have high nutrients in them. But yeah, that is glass garden tanks. Let's go back to his homepage, and this is a little avatar. So again, the link is in the description. Make sure if you go check it out and you like it, make sure you give them a sub. And so that's the first one for today. The next one that I want to talk about, let's go. Well, let's do it like I've done it in the past, where we go to my channel and take it off the description, just so that people can see that it's probably the best or easiest way to do this. All right, next one, KJ. They have one of the coolest handles I've seen in a long time. It's his This one I almost memorized instantly because their handle is Cam Jam. Thank you, ma'am. 22. I thought that was really funny. Again, this is a channel relatively new. Only has 41 subscribers. I think I was number 40, so they've only picked up one since the last time since I came across their channel. They do have 98 videos. It's a combination of um, some long form videos or longer form videos, and obviously some shorts to make the bulk of that. Um, you know, they're they're just kind of sharing again their aquariums, their experiences. Um, just kind of enjoying the hobby and sharing it with us. For as far as for the information on this channel, obviously somebody that's very religious. Um, they have this channel's been around since 2013, but I can guarantee it's one of those situations where the content just recently started being uploaded. Let's look at the videos. Their first video was how many months ago? Or how long ago was it? 2 months ago. So yeah, it's relative new channel. KJ, uh, I found them because they commented or in the chat. They were in one of the live streams. Now, here's what I don't remember, whether it was either on Funk's live stream or on one of my live streams, but I remember it's one of those things where obviously I had to have had some moderator status because it allowed me to click on their channel, go and subscribe. So that's how I came across this channel. It's one of those channels that seeing a new person in the chat, and was curious, went and checked it out, and it turns out that they are doing, sharing their content. And, they've been putting out quite a bit of, shorts, which is pretty cool. You could tell that, again, this is probably somebody that has some of the smaller tanks, maybe 10 or 20, excuse me, um, because of just the livestock. They have some, Celestial Pearl Daniels, so honey garami, dwarf rasboras. So stuff that is typically kept in smaller aquariums. Very, uh, not uncommon right now with a lot of people that are gravitating to their smaller tanks. I like them because they're cheaper to aquascape. They're cheaper to stock. It's just, there's always all that cost saving because it's a smaller volume. You don't have to buy 30 or 40 Celestial Pro Daniels to stock like a 29-gallon or something like that. You can go with a lower stocking. Um, but yeah, that's a little bit. They're also, it looks like they're into the house plants, carnivorous plants at that. So that's pretty interesting. Let's see what they got going on over here. Yeah, just sharing a little bit of information of the plants that she has. So again, this is something that makes total sense, and something that I'm seeing more and more often is, if you're keeping aquariums, it's almost, there's a high probability that you're also keeping something else, whether it's live plant like house plants or reptiles or birds or, uh, it just seems to go hand in hand. And which, if you're doing planet aquariums, chances are you're also going to like some houseplants because they just, they're symbiotic. So that's her channel. That is KJ at let's see who else came in. Oh shoot. I should pay more sorry, something's going on with my throat. Excuse me about that. I think it's because I'm trying to whisper and not be so loud. But and see who else came in here. I saw Dennis. Thank you for joining us. Stella, I said hi to. Jeff, indoor fishing. Branton, Jody P. Hey, thank you. Hopefully you're doing fine this morning. Vinosky, thank you for coming in. And Golden Boy Aquatics. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Uh, I hope you're I don't know if you're stateside or you're actually out deployed, but hope you stay safe, my man. Mm. So that was KJ. Um, yeah, just KJ. That's the only channel name. I just really get a kick out of the handle. This is the one that I was telling you guys about that I'm really super intrigued. Where is it? Donovan's tanks. Here's why. I mean, uh, he's obviously into the African cichlids. It's a new channel. The My claim to fame of this channel is that I was his very first subscriber, and the only reason was because I was working graveyards, and I think he had just posted his very first video, and I just happened to get the notification, not the notification, but just it popped up in my algorithm. Now, let's see, is this the video? Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the very first video, which is where he's kind of uh talking about setting up his African cichlids. That seems to be predominantly the fish that he really enjoyed. He's quickly experiencing MTS because he I don't know if he started out with just maybe one or two tanks, but in the other video, the last video that I saw, he kind of starts alluding to some of his future plans. From what I've been able to gather just from watching the videos, and these are all just sort of assumptions, I guess. Uh, I can see that this is like his office. I think he does mention it there in the second video, and he's kind of going through the different Let's go back to that video where he's kind of doing the walkthrough, but I couldn't help but notice a couple of things on the wall that have really intrigued me. Uh, Other than he has a very good presence in front of the camera, his recording is very good. These are all telltale signs that it's somebody that's done a little bit of um, of content before. But when he starts kind of showing you his plans around the fish room, and you start kind of seeing what's going on. Is this the one that? Oh no, this is not the video. Where is it? I think I was watching that video, so it's got to be this one. Let's see. This is 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks. Yeah, this is. Is it in a short? Anyways, I don't know if I can find the video, but if you watch, he pans around and he has this wall where he's kind of pointing to a corner where he's going to set up these aquariums, and he's got a wall full of really nice electric guitars. And then as he's panning through there, I see two silver buttons. It's too far away where I can't tell what the channels are, but apparently he's obviously is it in the short? Oh yeah, this might be a short. Fishroom update. Yeah, this is it. Oh, here we go. You can't tell me that this is not somebody that's had experience on YouTube, which is cool because obviously he's now sharing another passion of his. Because I can tell the music is definitely his his main hobby. It might be even the hobby that might be uh, making a living for him on YouTube. But I'm always I always think it's so cool as as a fish nerd to see people kind of share their hidden dirty secret because a lot of us think of that when it comes to our aquariums. It's kind of like, yeah, everybody kind of thinks it's weird that we keep multiple aquariums and stuff like that. So yeah, he's kind of talking about the different aquariums he's going to be setting up, and he kind of goes around it. It's a really good short that he did. But yeah, that was the thing. When I saw that, I was like, whoa. And the thing is, he doesn't have any. He's totally keeping these channels separate because if you go looking back, at least I couldn't find it. This setup that he has here, it's for editing and doing videography and stuff like that. It's obviously somebody that's been involved in doing this for quite some time. But it's really cool to see him now venturing into the aquatic side of it. Let me go back to his descriptions on here. Um, he's talking about that he's not a pro. He doesn't claim to be an expert. I just love building tanks, tinkering around, and sometimes being a little lazy about it. No different than any of us that are keeping aquarium, which I can tell that he's been doing it for a while. As far as the hobby is concerned. This channel is all about chill fish keeping, casual maintenance, and enjoying aquariums without the pressure of perfection. Yeah, yeah. The what I want to call it. The goals are realistic. It's what we all kind of strive to accomplish. So I thought that was pretty cool. This channel started up this month, the first of this month. So he hasn't really been doing the aquatic side of it for very long, which is kind of cool because we get to see the growth and evolution of his channel when it comes to the aquatic side. And this is what I was talking about. Usually people will link other channels that they have. He's strictly keeping this totally separate from whatever else he has, which is, I understand it. But it still would have been cool to support him on his other ventures. So maybe in the future he might share um, what else he does, and we can go check it out. And if it's something we might find interesting, then we can subscribe. I know, like one of the things that I'll do is I'll watch videos where they're talking about um, playing certain instruments and stuff. I don't play instruments. It's not. I've never had that ability. I enjoy them, but it doesn't mean it stops me from, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. It doesn't stop me from enjoying those type of videos. There's a lot of stuff that I find really interesting. Um, the other day, I spent a few hours um, watching videos on bass guitar, and I don't play bass guitar, but I just find it very interesting how the one video that I spent that kind of sent me that rabbit hole was where they were talking about the basis for New Order and how I guess the song Blue Monday, how difficult it is to play that bass uh, chord that he plays on there, and they were trying to figure out how to do it. Lay off the wieners porque they're hard on your throat. How would you know that, Brandon? I'm always intrigued by the information that you have knowledge on. It's I, I don't know anybody else that would have that information right off the top of their head. So, kudos to you for being so open about your experiences. Um, so, so that's again, this channel was really intriguing just because of what he kind of shared, and it'll be cool to see if he can give us. I tried finding them using the Donovans, see if I could find something that's related, but I didn't have any success, but I didn't really spend, like I might have spent, like, 10 minutes, and I just couldn't find anything, so, you're a man of many talents? Yeah, I believe that. Alright, so the next one is is Something Fishy, which is probably one of the more common, channel names. Let's see. But the way he spells this, something. Oh, he does spell it all the way through. Fishy. Going on. Let's see if it gives me the right one. Did it not? What did I misspell? Something fishy going on. I thought I did it right. Something fishy going on. Um. Nope. Let me go back to my channel. And because that actually linked it. I saw his there we go. Let's go in here. Let's go to the description. And here we go. Yeah, I did spell it right. I wonder how come it didn't take me to his. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Okay, well, anyways, this is Something Fishy. There's like a ton of Something Fishy out there. There's a star named Something Fishy. There's Zach that's been a guest on my live streams that is Something Fishy. And then when I was typing this, it gives me a bunch of other ones. What's cool here is this gentleman here is a pastor, Pastor Pat. And the reason I know that is because he's got it here in the description. But he's a very animated, high energy person. So if you're feeling down or out, I highly recommend you watch one of his channels. I mean, one of his videos. He's a goofball, very lighthearted, very likable. But one of the things that here, let me see. I got to play the audio for this so you guys can.
Well, hello. It's September 2025 at Something Fishy going on around here. And today we're going to be, or I'm going to be, flipping my lid. Half a flip, 1.5, double. Not bad. I'm also a gymnastics coach. What do I mean flipping my lids? Well, I'm going from this. How come all that's cut out in the back? I used to run 2 hop filters on every tank.
Well, that's Pastor Pat. Again, he's got a lot of this video I found very interesting. It's a way to modify your lids. Reason that I really like this is because he's kind of doing some of the stuff that I've been doing lately, which is getting houseplants to grow out of the top of your aquarium. So that frame he was building there, that lid, I'm trying to get back to where he actually sets it up and you can see it, allows you to do precisely that. To be able to, he's got a little basket tray that he built for it, and really good video, very instructive in how to do that. And there you go. That's you can see where it allows you to be able to put the plants in there, be able to remove them if you need to get into the aquarium. Thought that was really, really, really good. Let's see. Sorry. Oh wait, I need to get some wrenches. Let me get give me a second. Okay, for especially for you, Golden Boy, the moderator wrench in my live stream is not necessarily because I expect you to moderate anything. The reason I do that is because it allows you to click on anybody's name in the chat. It'll give you the option to go check out their channel and and see, if it's something you like or not. I like the basket concept. Yeah, I mean that's he shares a lot. He's got a little fish room that he's built, and he shares a lot of his things that he's been doing, which you know I I enjoy the hell out of those channels because oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Not on this channel. I really enjoy those channels because I always learn something new. Um, so that's Pastor Pat's. Like I said, he's a total personality, and very lighthearted, and that's cool because sometimes you just need something uplifting to change your mood for the day. So hopefully, okay. So let's go back over here to the top, look at the description, and get a little bit more information as to who he is. Welcome to my garage fish room. I've got hints on how-to hacks to simplify maintenance on one or more aquarium setups. Again, that's pretty much what he's doing. Um, so, because again, the same thing, the less you're necessarily doing maintenance, the more time you have to enjoy your aquariums. I totally get that. I'm Pastor Pat, and while not exactly guru, not a greenhorn either. 8 years in the hobby, 40 tanks up to this day. So he's been doing it almost as I think we might have started back on YouTube around the same time. Let me show you some things that help me systemize and simplify. So he's kind of been is a way to share his experience, and you might learn something new from it. Uh, see, I plan on updating the second and fourth Sunday of each month. Okay, so twice a month. He's hoping to put out videos. So he's every 2 weeks trying to do that. Again, channel's been up since December of 2024. Let's see, what was his first video? The oldest. Excuse me, it's his introductory 7 months ago. So for 7 months, he's got 32 subscribers, 12 videos. Again, every two weeks, he's been well, actually now it's been, let's see, the latest was how long ago? 11 days ago. Yeah. So he's still on that schedule of roughly putting out a video every 2 weeks on Sundays. So, that's cool because now if you want to go see when he drops his videos, you look forward to the second and fourth Sunday of every month. Let's see what happened here. Okay, so 28 subscribers is what he had. I was number 28, so he's picked up 4. Hopefully, this will help him pick up a few more. And again, I can appreciate the goofiness and the lightheartedness of what he does, and he obviously does not take himself very seriously. So that's a very nice change compared to some of the other channels that might be out there where they swear that everything exists because of them. But you know what it is, I guess. So yeah, uh, that is uh, Pastor Pat's channel, Something Fishy. The next one is somebody that recently started popping up in our chats, and coming to realize that he's from Ireland, and I didn't know that. It's Convict Aquatics. Now this is interesting because at first I didn't know what to make of this channel. I'm going to tell you immediately, just kind of looking at this, I thought, oh, this is going to be one of these AI channels that is might be bots, that are trying to move their way into the hobby. That was my initial reaction when I looked at it. I'm going to be honest with you. Uh, I saw him in the chat, uh, clicked on it, and when I saw this, I go, okay. I didn't immediately start looking into it. I just said, oh, okay, this is going to be one of those AI channels because that's something that's actually been occurring. You know, there's channels where people are just they're all AI. They don't even know anything about fish keeping, and they're just having one of the what do you call them? Well, one of the AIs put the videos together for them. There's no original images of the aquariums. There's they're not talking. It's an AI voice. All these things that you know they're in my opinion, I don't know. I mean, the information's there, but and this is all just my personal opinion. What I appreciate is being able to see people's actual aquariums, and I thought that's what this was. So I didn't give it a second look. And at first, I thought it's just like a troll, or not a troll, but somebody that's just kind of spamming the chats. But they kept coming back to Aquafunk's channel, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go check it out. So I started taking a deep dive. This one actually was the very first video that I watched that I was really interested in because of just the title on it, and and I was like, okay, I was pretty curious. And of course, at first you look at it and you're going, yeah, this is somebody that's 100% AI generated video. So I was like, oh, man, it's too bad. Uh, and then I said, you know what? Let me watch another video because you really can't judge a person's channel off of just one video. And then I clicked on this one, and I was going, all right, is this somebody's you know how sometimes they'll take other people's content, but no, this is actually his tank, or their tank. 'Cause I don't know if it's a he or she. I don't think it says in the description. So it's their tank. Uh, and this is I said, you know what? I'm gonna start looking into this, and I started reading some of the information in here, and I'm going, okay, this might be an actual person. And then this is where I come and find out, okay, they're out of Ireland. So, um, but if you start looking at some of the other videos, especially in the shorts, is I think it's where I started noticing and I go, okay, yeah, they're definitely sharing their aquariums. Convicts, obviously, why am I making that assumption? They are obviously keeping um, convict cichlids. I start seeing some of the same aquariums, or same. I recognize the aquariums in here. So I was like, oh, okay, so this is actually a legitimate channel that just uses AI to supplement some of their videos, and you start seeing, even though the thumbnails and everything else seems to be AI generated, they do have actual channels, and there are actually a real person keeping aquariums. So I said, okay, and that's why I decided to have a change of heart and go, okay, this is probably definitely a channel, but it's a different take. It's somebody that's taking advantage, I guess, of what's the future to come, I guess. And it might be they are ahead of the curve, and we're just falling behind, or whatever the case is. But it's definitely somebody that does have aquariums. It's just, I think, to me, that's the most important part, that they're actually participants in the hobby and not just trying to exploit the genre to try to create a channel where they're hopefully to be able to monetize and generate passive income. So, um, That's Convicts Aquatics. I've seen them more and more in the chat, so that's another reason why I go, okay, yeah, this is obviously somebody that is keeping keeping aquariums and not just uh, trying to not just trying to be out there creating a fake channel. So um, yeah, that's Convicts Aquatics. So next time if you see them in the chat, um, say hello, and you can go check out their channel and see what they're doing. So now that is them. Okay, so let's see. What did it say on their channel description? I don't think I read it. Let's go to the more. It says we started. Okay, it says welcome to Convict Aquatics. We started as a form of meditation and quickly turned into a deep passion. Okay, I get that. Keeping tropical fish helped me find peace, focus, and connection. And now it's become something much bigger. I've grown to love not just the fish, but the entire aquatic community. I totally get that because that's almost speaks directly to all of us. Um, we're almost exactly in that same situation. I've got to say is saying anyone who keeps these little critters alive in box has love and respect for nature. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, I definitely identify with that. You'll find videos about tropical fish, species profiles, aquarium setups, breeding tips, real moments of my tanks. Yeah, you can see some of that, whether it's just starting out or been hooked. Okay, so that's their channel. And again, channel started up, and so it's somebody that's been on YouTube for quite some time. 2014 is what, almost 10 years, more than 10 years, 11 years. Yeah, just a little over 11 years. But let's see, their first video was, this gives an idea of when they started posting content. Um, that's the oldest video. It's just, see, shorts don't tell you the date they were published. Oh wait, that's why. So I'm looking at the wrong one. So 3 months ago. So not bad, for 3 months. 82 videos, 87 subscribers, pretty good. I think I found them, and that was subscriber number 58. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. They picked up almost 30. Um, no, I mean, yeah, almost 30 subscribers. And since I found their channel, so uh, that is Convict Aquatics. It's funny because convicts were the very first fish that got me into the hobby. And after keeping them the very first time, I've never wanted to keep them again. Uh, just because you quickly get overrun with if you have a mating pair of with fish. But every time I see them though, I suddenly get a yearning. Then I remember what it's really like to own them, and it's kind of like, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to be overrun with fry because they're such good parents that I quickly forget about it and kind of leave it alone. Let me see, make sure I'm not missing any comments. Hey Ben, thanks for coming in. It says, "Why you got to call out my style, Jorge?" What are you talking about, Jeff? Uh, I think you and I share the same style in fish keeping. Hey, John, thanks for coming in this morning. Man, I didn't think I was going to get this many people this early in the morning, but it seems to be working out pretty good. Thank you. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Uh, all right, so the next one that we want to talk about, let's go over here, and that's going to be Parkside Aquatics. This is a mouthful of a name. Parkside, because that's not the full name. Parkside. Let me make sure I spelled this right. Parkside. Aquatics. Is that it? But it's the full name. Yeah, here we go. It's Parkside Aquatics Fish Keeping Community and more. Period. Um, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember how I came across this channel. It might have been a comment on one of my videos. And again, uh, for example, if you go to one of the things that's cool about YouTube Studio, if you go to your community, and um, let's see, what's it? If you click on the person's handle, it'll take you to their channel. And I think that's might have been the way that I came across Parkside. Because I'm trying to remember if I saw them in a chat. It could have been that too, but I don't remember whose chat. Maybe some of you guys. It could have been either maybe with Jeff or who else I normally watch, MNC Aquatics, where they could have been um, they could have been in the chat. And again, that's why I love having the wrench, because even though I might not know who they are, that moderator ability allows me to click on their channel. So let's go back to their channel. So okay, Parkside Aquatics. Let's see. Um, they have a Facebook page, which is good. Channels. So this is somebody that's been on YouTube, or at least this channel, since 2006. They've got 182 subscribers. They've gotten 10 since the last time since I subscribed, because I was 172. They've been busy. They have 337 videos. Let's go look over here at the videos. I know this last one, they were at a club meeting, so he was kind of the presentation. It seems like they're up in Michigan, just based off of some of the things that I'm kind of putting together here. If he's not in Michigan, he's really close to Michigan, because Motor City Aquarium Society sounds like they're in Michigan. Toledo's in Ohio, but going to see the Detroit Tigers play. So it's obviously somebody in that close proximity of Ohio, Michigan kind of area. Um, so it's somebody else. It's obviously very active in their local fish community. Been sharing different types of things that they do. Again, like going to a ball game, concerts, a little bit of their own personal self is what they've been sharing in here. And obviously things that he's doing in his fish room. Seems like they're attempting to breed some of the species that they have, so they share stuff based off of that. Um, let's see, the first video, or the oldest video, was about a year ago. Okay, so it seems like they just, even though the channel has been around since, what was it, 2016 or 14? Let's see, what does it say? It wasn't until recently. Oh, 2006. Okay. So it wasn't until recently that they decided to start sharing some of their aquariums. You can look at these and you can tell it's somebody that's been doing this for much longer than a year. Um, the tanks are really well established. They've been breeding. I think he had a video about breeding his crebensis that I was looking at. Really nice looking fish. So he's got some angelfish. When you start seeing stuff like this, where you see full grown adults and you see smaller fish, it's usually a good indication that they've been able to successfully breed a lot of these the fish that are in there. Uh, because although you can have adults, more than likely the smaller juveniles would probably come from you being able to successfully breed them. So obviously they're sharing some of the stuff that they've been able to breed, some of their, just what they have in their aquarium, what they're working on. I saw the one up there that was talking about some mollies helping you get rid of blackbeard algae. They can do it. It just takes some time if you want to go that route. And so that's what they got going on here. Let me see. So they have some shorts. Again, the shorts are just kind of sharing stuff from their own tanks. Um, here we go again. Not only do they have aquariums, apparently they also keep some amphibious. Um, they might have some chickens in their garden. It's not uncommon for people that are keeping some sort of uh, fish or other pets out there to have multiple types of pets, and so that's really cool to see that um, they share not just a little baby praying mantis, not just the hobbies, not just the fish stuff, but everything else that they're kind of doing, and I thought that's pretty interesting, and it kind of solidifies my belief that these hobbies are slowly but surely merging together. Um, and I'm starting to see it with some of the events, whether it's Aquashella or what's the one in the East Coast, the Aquatic Experience or something like that. I think it's what it is. You start seeing more and more where you'll find it would be an aquatic event with some other add-ons that are not necessarily directly aquarium related, but can be. So, yeah, so they've been putting out a lot of shorts. Um, so you can check them out. I'm not sure if I've seen. I think once or twice I've seen Parkside in one of my live streams. Usually in the afternoons when I do the interviews. Um, I think they've popped in there and have said hello. There might be more of you guys that are more familiar with that channel. Hey, Cecil, thank you for dropping in. Hey, Luis, thanks for being here. I really enjoy these floods. Always nice to follow interesting content creators. Oh, okay. Uh, who else came in that I might have missed? Oh, wait. Let me fix this, Luis. I got to get you a wrench. Again, if you didn't hear that earlier, for me, it's not that I need you to do any moderating. I just want to give you the ability to be able to click on anybody's handle in the chat, and it'll give you the option to go to their channel. So that's something that I've took from Father Fish. That's where I first learned about it, and it's something that I when I go to somebody's channel and I don't have a wrench, I kind of don't like it because it doesn't let me allow to find new people. And I so far I think it's worked to kind of grow the community and give us exposure to each other's uh, channels. So I'm definitely true believer in giving you guys that ability. Plus, I think the time of getting trolls is kind of phased out. I only really see trolls in chats more on the vertical live streams where it's just random people scrolling through the screen and they just kind of stumble on your live stream. I found that for this type of live streams, people don't usually just drop in out of nowhere. I haven't experienced that, and I don't really see it in a lot of the other channels. Um, and I don't know. I guess it used to be more of an issue during uh, COVID era, um, that you had a lot of bots that would come in because that's all they had. They were just trolling, I guess. But I've never really experienced that, so I don't have a problem with giving everybody a wrench. Plus, hey Sarah, um, thanks for coming in. I saw you last night hanging out with Vibes and New Local Austin and oh yeah, and Todd. So it was nice to see you. And you came bearing gifts for everybody there at the clutch, which is I thought was pretty cool. All right, so that's Parkside Aquatics, fish keeping community, and more. That's a mouthful. All right, so the next one that I want to talk about is fish are fun. Let's see. Let me go. Probably quicker if I go this way. Let's see. There we go. That okay. So this channel, I definitely came across this channel on somebody's live stream. Um, and it wasn't Funks. I think this was either in my tanks or somebody that I normally uh or was it? No, I don't think it was on Funks. I know it was somebody else's live stream. Um, but obviously it was I had the ability to moderate because it allowed me to go find their channel. Um, this is kind of cool because this is somebody that's a little bit closer to my age. I really like the description is pretty interesting of um, the reason for starting the channel. He says, "Welcome. I started this channel in my mid 50s for reasons I won't go into here, but I've always loved looking at aquariums and, of course, the fish. So yeah, very relatable to me. Um, I didn't necessarily start my channel. I was still in what my 40s, I guess. But yeah, it was later in life. It was after all the kids have pretty much moved out of the house, and it was just me and my wife, and decided I remembered keeping fish and decided to venture back into it. So yeah, I think it was yeah, I think I was already in my 40s when I decided to come back. But anyways, obviously he's a big fan of Aquadiction, has used them as a resource for learning and he's also done some research through YouTube. Yes, I think YouTube has been a game changer when it comes to the hobby. Um, it could be good and bad because there's a lot of bad information that's out there, but there's also a lot of good information. But you got to be able to make a judgment call on the information that you're looking for. You just can't go to the very first thing that pops up and take it at face value. I like to look at multiple videos regarding the same topic. After looking at multiple videos, I'll start drawing to see which is the most common information that is given, and then kind of based off of that, what decisions or what information I'm going to use. But yeah, I'm not always the first video that pops up is necessarily the right video that you want to watch. And that's the only thing I would advise to beginners is be careful. do do a little bit more research as far as watching some other videos. And I I watch multiple videos before I ever decided to start to do my own DIY projects and stuff like that. So, yeah, just a word of caution on that. So, they started this channel in 2022. Um, I believe they're here in the States also. Um, let's see. He has 398 subscribers. I found this channel at 390. So he's picked up eight eight new members since I found the channel. Uh, their or their oldest video was uploaded. Let's see how long they've been doing this. About a year. So that's pretty good. Um, that is usually on average, because it did take me about a year to get to 300 of consistently putting out videos out there. So yeah, this is very very typical of what a growing YouTube channel is like. Um, Now my only concern is, and I might have not looked at that. I thought they had some more recent videos though. Don't tell me I let's see. Oh yeah, looking at the oldest. Okay, 2 weeks ago. Okay. I was like, I could just sort and I seen more recent stuff. Uh, but yeah, there's it's somebody that's still very active, putting out content out there. The last thing I wanted to do is bring you guys a channel that is no longer, and I think I've done that. If I'm not mistaken, I think I found a channel that was relatively new, and then they just kind of went inactive by the time I talked about them. And I do apologize for that. I maybe should have done better research and actually looked at the channels, but I could have sworn I had seen more recent videos on this. And yeah, there are. Doing species profile videos, sharing some of the things that are going on in his tanks, evolution updates, just typical YouTube channel. Um, you can tell it's pretty much the same aquarium, just because of the hardscape. You can identify it. So maybe they don't have like they haven't gone full MTS yet, where they're gonna have like a gazillion tanks. But you'll get to see the evolution of what's going on. Obviously, talking about the different fish that he has in that aquarium. You know, just another hobbyist having fun, sharing their personal experiences. And hey Jackson, how you doing, buddy? I was talking about your channel, the last one, uh, on the previous live stream from this. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Oh, let me give you the ability to be able to look at anybody else's channel in the chat. Um, let's see, am I missing anybody? Let me take a quick look, make sure everybody is blue in the chat. Uh, Louise, I did give you yours, right? Let me see. I don't know. She hasn't posted anything. That's why I don't see it. But anyways, I know I did. Okay, so that's Fish Are Fun. Um, go check them out, and if you like what they're doing, make sure you give them a like and a subscription. Let's go to the last one. Talking about this, the last time we did this. Uh, I love this channel name. I think it's one of the best channel names uh, in YouTube. Fish Baby Daddy. I don't know why it makes me laugh. I'm so silly. It's but this channel is very interesting because I'm not gonna lie, his demeanor and his voice reminds me so much of Jeremy from Aquarium Domain, but on the total opposite spectrum. Because Jeremy makes these humongous aquariums, whereas he's keeping more of the nano species and stuff like that, which I thought was really interesting. Let me see, cleaning. Yeah, this is some of his videos that he's been doing. This is a gentleman. You got to hear him. I might just be making, it might be in my head, but it.
This is a fish production.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you is a series of like little mini videos of how I got from Florida to North.
I just, I think there's like the similarity to Jeremy. Um, Now that I'm listening to him right now, not as much as when I first came across it, but either way, he's got several tanks that he's kind of put that he has in. He's got this like fish corner, fish room, whatever you want to call it. Another hobbyist that's obviously breeding stuff and sharing his information as to what's going on. Let's go look a little bit on his information. it says learning to keep small spaces easy and efficient. So yeah, it's going to be somebody that's going to focus more on the nano aquariums, or smaller aquariums. Is in the US, has 331 subscribers. So he's only picked up a couple, no, 12 since the last time when I subbed up to the channel. Um, he's been pretty busy because I've been getting a lot of his videos on 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 my on my feed. So let's see, first video. So the very first video was posted about a year ago. Um, Again, somebody that's been doing this for a while. They're not a new hobbyist. Um, they just finally decided that they're going to share their own personal experiences with everybody else, which is kind of cool. Um, I always love watching, uh, everybody's videos because there's always something that I can take away. Definitely big fan of the Ivana Cara by Maculadas. I starting to see more and more of these in the hobby. There's a young man named Kyle Desktop Aquatics, who used to live in Tucson, but now he's moved to, I think, Nebraska, Omaha. I think that's where he moved out to, and he was the very first one that I saw that was able to breed these guys. And this is a while back. He was more active on Instagram, but eventually he also started posting stuff on YouTube. Which reminds me, I need to put him on my list because I actually know Kyle. uh, and But yeah, it's again somebody that is just sharing. He's been trying to breed the mini snowball plecos, leopard flecos. So he definitely likes some of his plecos. Um, just different. Oh, he was able to breed them too. I asked Kyle, and I guess he got him to breed a couple of times, and then messed around with the tank, and he lost the magic, and he couldn't figure out what he did that was different. Because I know we had that conversation when I met him at one of our fish club meetings, and he was pretty bummed out because he goes, I didn't. He goes, so he had to move him or something, and after that, it's just they hadn't settled back in. And because I was asking him if he had any more fry, because I was really interested in picking up a pair from him. So hopefully, now that he gets settled into his new location, he, he has more success breeding these guys again. I'd like to get a pair of these guys. But that's Fish Baby Daddies. I love that name, Fish Baby Daddy. It just rolls so easy off the tongue. Um, so that is the channels that I have for you guys today. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning, even though for you guys it's probably normal time, but for me it's just becoming 5:38 a.m. um, that's the end of this. For those of you guys who are out at the Clash, it's so awesome to see you guys together. The little bit that we got to see with Vibes live stream, I love that. I love seeing you guys together. How I can hear the enthusiasm, the fun, the excitement. Just the body language, and it's always really fun to hang out with friends. And you know, today is a big day. Brian quits being a single man today and joins the fraternity of married people. So hopefully you guys will take lots of pictures, maybe some videos, and are able to upload that. I know Foxy, I think, posted something that they might live stream this, but stuff. I don't expect them to do that. They're going to be so in the moment that the last thing they're going to want to do is remember to set up a camera and record. But at the bare minimum, we'll get the 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 updates or the reports when you guys get back, and you guys can tell us all about it. Hopefully, some of you guys will be able to capture some footage that you guys can share. Really looking forward to that. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your the beginning of the weekend. For those of you that are at the class, have fun and safe trip back. And I'm pretty sure we'll come across each other sometime along the course of the day. I get to pick up my grandkids when they get out of school today, so I'll be hanging out with them. I don't know if I have them all weekend or just a couple of days. I'll find out from their mom when I pick them up today. That being said, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon. Adios y hasta luego.